In this video, you're going to learn how to fix your sales if your restaurant growth is flat. I'm Adam, the co-founder and CEO of Owner.com, where over the past 8 years, my company has helped tens of thousands of restaurant owners drive more than $1 billion in restaurant sales. And today, you'll be hearing from a restaurant owner with 7 locations doing over $7 million in sales. Her name's Enga Stanfield. She's the owner of Mattenga's Pizzeria in San Antonio. When Enga and her husband Matt started in the industry, the first location that they had was losing money every single month and flat. They took it over and quickly turned it around, now rapidly scaling towards 20 locations and doing more than $1 million in profit in a year. So let's dive in with Enga herself to hear exactly how she did it.
Thanks, Adam. Hi, everyone. I'm Enga. Last week, I met with a restaurant owner who was very frustrated. My sales are stuck. They're growing very slowly. What am I doing wrong? I told him if you were doing something wrong, your sales would be going down, but they're not. They're going up, just slower than you want. They are flat. There are 5 reasons restaurant sales stay flat. Number 1, you're killing trust with inconsistency. Customers want consistency. They want the same portion size, the same wait time, the same service and friendliness every time they come to your restaurant. Because inconsistencies, even small ones, kill trust. When it comes to the wait time, if they come sometimes and the food is ready for pickup as we had promised, and sometimes they have to wait long in the lobby, sometimes it's overcooked, sometimes it's undercooked, you start losing trust. Even if things are great, say 80% of the time, that 20%, they don't know what they're gonna get from your restaurant. That inconsistency will hurt you. Without that trust, customers may, given 2 choices, go somewhere else. They have far too many options, as you know, to deal with a restaurant that has not figured it out. I want to tell you we deal with the same issues. One of our problems within Pizzeria ecosystem is dip cups. You know, we have a variety of ranch dip cups, we have marinara with appetizers, salads, everybody gets dip cups, as you know, that's the thing. One of our locations was not growing as fast as the other locations, and from the reviews that we were getting, we were seeing this. Customers order dip cups, it's like 75 cents per dip cup. Sometimes they get it, sometimes they do not get it, and that was a big problem. Now let's talk about how can we be more consistent. Our operations, our wait time, our portion control, all the things. This is an ongoing work, as you know. There's a simple 3-step system that make that possible. Now let's talk about it. Step number 1 is to set a standard and talk about it. For example, you want your customers to have a consistent wait time, as we talked about. What does that mean? And also considering every dining option. What's the standard of wait time for dine-in versus pickup versus delivery? So at Mattenga's, we have a rule we call the 10-20-30 rule, which is 10 minutes wait time for dine-in, 20 minutes on average for pickup, and 30 minutes out the door for our deliveries. What's talked about is thought about. It is very important to talk about these standards very often during onboarding, during training, accountability conversations, and in your manager meetings every single week. Step number 2 is to train the team to follow the standard. Once you've set those standards, you need to make sure your team members know how to meet the standard. For example, at Mattenga's, we train our people to stretch a 16-inch under 30 seconds or top a pizza under 1 minute. Because we know that if they do hit those numbers, we will hit that 10-20-30 rule. We have specific trainings, techniques, time trials that we run to equip our team to acquire the skill set necessary to hit those standards. So again, we can be consistent on the shift. Okay, great. We have the standards and we've trained the team on those standards, and we know that they can hit those targets because we ran those time trials. The work isn't done, friend. Step 3 is to enforce the standard. When you've trained your team to meet those standards, you need to make sure they do it consistently. And at Mattenga's, we enforce standards on a weekly basis. On our weekly manager meetings, we look at the time trials that we check the stretch time and the make time of the team. We look at our load time, which is a data that the POS gives you, which is the time from when a ticket appears on the make line and the KDS, if you have that. From the time that it fires till the time that the team clears that ticket, we have a standard of less than 6 minutes the order needs to be in the oven. We check all of those numbers, average over the week, and if the team is not meeting those standards of time, load time, and all the things, for 3 weeks, the captain or the manager of that store may receive disciplinary documentation to communicate that this is that important to the customer, so it is important to us. A common mistake that we make as restaurant owners that we don't realize not only we need systems in the restaurant, we also need accountability systems. We need systems to enforce standards. We set standards, we train the team, but we do not follow up and check whether the team is consistently meeting those standards. A simple example is restrooms. We do have a checklist and we train the team how to clean the restrooms. But again, the accountability is the job. The management enforcing policy, enforcing those standards, enforcing techniques. That is the full-time job of a manager. Let's talk about potentially the second reason why your sales are flat. And maybe it's because you were too casual and passive about returning customers. You have new customers, they have a great experience, and they tell you they loved it, but they kind of never return. Out of sight, out of mind. Customers are busy and they have many options when it comes to food. The most successful restaurant owners know that they need to be top of mind and aggressive about getting customers to come back again and again and again. Successful restaurant owners don't rely on hope or this false belief that if we fare well, then told customers, bye, see us soon, that they're actually gonna come see us soon. You know that's not gonna happen, right? We need to have process, we need to get our marketing together to bring customers back. Because we, restaurant owners, must be hungry for hungry people. Just like customers that are hungry for our food. The easiest and most effective way to stay top of mind is with email marketing. Every month, plan on sending 4 emails to your email list. We plan 8 because we send 2 emails and 2 text messages every single week. Every time we send an email, we are going to include always a few pictures of our team with the food. It could be a picture of a community donation that we've done. We do that weekly. An offer they cannot refuse, or the fact that we're hiring, or our catering services. Now, if you do not currently using an email marketing service for your restaurant, check out Owner.com. It gives you automated email marketing that you can simply activate, and it sends customers emails on your behalf. The third reason why your sales are flat is because you are not leveraging your community. Also get to meet many different restaurant owners who think that, oh, if we offered these other discounts, or if we added these specialty pizzas, or we updated our menu quarterly, we would see better sales. The problem is, if no one knows you exist, none of that really matters. If you decide to sell gold meatballs for $1, you would think there'd be a line out the door. But if folks don't know you exist, it won't really matter, because obscurity is your greatest enemy, and discounts will not solve that. The restaurant business is ultimately an in-person business, not a digital one. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for digital marketing, but ultimately your customers are real people from your community. Within 5-mile radius of your restaurant, they live there, potentially they work there, they go to the grocery store, again, within 3 to 5 to 7-mile radius of your restaurant. Successful restaurant owners know the power of their community, the power of 5-mile radius around their restaurant. And they're proactive and, dare I say, aggressive about going out there, meeting as many people and inviting them to their restaurant. And I wanted to share with you our 3-step process. We do this, and we've been doing this for the last decade. Step number 1 is to get the food out. Visit 5 local establishments every single day. Give them a sample of your food. It could be your churches, schools, your local businesses. You're gonna shake hands, you're gonna meet them face to face. You're gonna bless them with your food. You're gonna simply introduce yourself. Hey, I am so-and-so. We have a local restaurant down the road. I would love an opportunity to serve you guys. We also have some lunch specials. Here's a flyer with a QR code to our website and our menu. Again, we would love an opportunity to serve you all in the future. As simple as that. Now, if we're consistent with visiting 5 establishments every single day, or 25 a week, 5 days a week, and if at every establishment there are 10 individuals that hear about your restaurant, at 25 establishments a week, we're talking about 250 people every single week, or over the month, 1,000 people. Stop waiting for people to discover you. Instead, be proactive. Go out there, get your food in people's mouth. Be hungry for hungry people. You go find them. Step number 2, when it comes to leveraging your community, is to be seen at local events. We're talking about, for instance, your holiday parades. For instance, where we live in our neighborhood, in our city, we have 4th of July parade, we have Christmas parade, we have Veterans Day parade. And the city allows local businesses to participate with a float in the parade. It may cost you $50 to $100 max, but you're gonna get exposure from hundreds and hundreds of people, potentially thousands of people who come out to see the float. You can pass out candy, you can give flyers or vouchers to invite folks to come to your restaurant. We did that the first 5 years religiously. Any opportunity we got to get in front of the community and be seen, we took it. Step number 3 when it comes to leveraging your community is to use AI tools to improve your SEO, or search engine optimization. Here's the thing, within 5 to 10 mile radius of your restaurant, there are individuals who are actively looking for best pizza near me, best taco near me, best tiramisu near me. And you want to make sure that your website is search engine optimized. So when those individuals are looking for those things, your website is at the very top on the Google map. Obviously, you're ranked the highest possible to increase the odds of being chosen for folks to come to your restaurant. There's a free tool that can help you improve your SEO. It is called AI Restaurant Grader. It is completely free, no credit cards, no signups. All you have to do is to add your restaurant name, and the AI instantly scans online information for Google keywords, social media, online reviews, and other business directories. In under a minute, it gives you steps to fix your website so you can start driving more sales. To use the AI Restaurant Grader, click the link below in the description. It is free. The fourth reason why your sales are flat is maybe because your service is forgettable. Do you remember the last time you went to a restaurant and thought to yourself, wow, the service is great? And the truth is, most people can't. They might remember the burger they enjoyed or the pepperoni pizza they ordered wherever, but they do not remember anything about the service. The best restaurants know that fast and accurate service and the restaurant to be clean, that is not enough. They know that if the service is merely functional, it's also forgettable. We live in a transactional world where people go to an establishment, they order number 2, they get number 2, and they go sit down. There is no emotional connection, and that is the advantage we have as independent restaurants. We need to make every moment, every transaction somewhat memorable by making an emotional connection. And there are techniques to do that, and I'm gonna share one with you today. And this is the exact technique that we have learned to teach our servers how to have conversations with our customers. The technique is called FORM, F-O-R-M. F for family, O for occupation, R for recreation, and M for message. The basic idea is to ask customers questions and find out more about them, and then make a connection between them and what's important to them in your restaurant. Right then and there, I was able to have a 2 to 3 minute conversation with a mom or a family about what matters to them, their children, the school their kids go to, and connecting our restaurant to what matters to them. Form is a way of training your servers how to talk to customers that feels natural and unscripted. That way they can make people feel a stronger connection to your restaurant. All right, the fifth reason why your sales are flat is because your marketing is forgettable. Sometimes restaurant sales are flat because there's nothing new going on. There's nothing to talk about. Nothing's different, no new menu item, no new campaigns, nothing exciting. I don't know, there's nothing going on. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to look forward to. I get it, you're out there with putting out fires, but what you want to make sure you're not doing is getting comfortable with what you've always been doing, and forget that it is important to spice things up a little bit, add a little bit of excitement to everything you do, create a little bit of a buzz, especially when it comes to your marketing. And sometimes we don't want to get out of our comfort zone because we're like, okay, what if I add this new dish and it does not sell, or we come up with this marketing campaign and it does not work? I get that. You need to know as restaurant owners, as business owners, that not everything you try is going to crush it. 50% of the time we're going to see success, and 50% of the time we're going to learn from that experience. Ask yourself, what is a new dish I could come up with? Maybe there's a holiday that's coming up, say Halloween or 4th of July, and you ask yourself, how can I decorate the dining room to match this holiday theme and make it more Instagram worthy? Even simple things can create a little bit of excitement. You want people to have memories and traditions at your restaurant. You want to create opportunities for them to experience their life and your restaurant together. Now, if you want to continue to grow your sales, watch this video called 3 Best Pizzeria Marketing Ideas Using AI, where I share with you exactly what we do that we've been able to see 20% sales growth year after year. Now, these strategies are not just for pizzerias, and of course, they apply to any restaurant. And don't forget to subscribe to Learn with Owner to not miss any future episode, because we are committed to creating the best educational videos for restaurant professionals just like you.